So you're trying to turn lucid dreaming and the practices surrounding it into new habits. What if I told you that you might be doing something wrong? Now this isn't necessarily about the actions that you're taking, so much as your approach to this. The definition is going to vary slightly depending on which dictionary that you're actually looking at, but here I've got a definition for the word habit. A thing that you do often and almost without thinking. Or another definition here, a constant, almost automatic practice acquired by frequent repetition. And it is that automatic or without thinking portion of this that I want to draw some attention to. If you have, for example, tried to learn to perform reality checks regularly, you might have encountered an example of this already. You will start by, say, checking how many fingers you have on each hand, and maybe taking one of your fingers and trying to poke it through the palm of your other hand. And you will try to make this a habit by doing this each day several times throughout the day. Now what some of you will notice when you're doing this is that after a while, because you are doing it automatically and without thinking, you don't really pay attention enough during the process, and as a result of this, you can end up performing reality checks, but going through them so quickly that you end up performing reality checks in dreams and still not realizing that you're dreaming. So making the process of performing reality checks automatic, an automatic habit, is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you want it to be automatic in the sense that you want to be performing reality checks every day, whether you're thinking about performing reality checks or not. But on the other hand, you don't want it to be so automatic that when you do it, you just go through the motions without thinking about what you're doing. It's better if you're actually interested in the process of determining whether or not you're in a dream right now than simply having the habit of doing your reality checks. And I've talked about this before, but this isn't only something that's a problem for reality checks. Another great example of this that I can attest to having experienced myself is that this can happen with meditation. You get in the habit of sitting down to meditate every day, and because it's this automatic habit that you just sort of sit down and do, you can find yourself sometimes sitting there just overworking your brain, thinking and thinking and thinking about all sorts of random things, not really meditating because you're just trying to get through that part of your day, that part that is an ingrained habit. So if you purely make meditation a habit, this automatic behaviour that you do, then it's not necessarily as useful as if you are interested in the process of meditating and it becomes a hobby for you. And that's what, assuming that I haven't made some mistake and called it something else, the title of this video should be about. Making lucid dreaming a hobby, not just a habit. Lucid dreaming and the different techniques that you learn shouldn't just be automatic behaviours. They should be something where you're interested in the process the entire time and you keep yourself interested. If you're starting to get bored with doing a particular reality check, maybe you switch it up and do something different. If you're starting to get bored with meditating every day, maybe you watch some content about the benefits of meditation. Maybe you change something up, you go and you meditate out in nature. And you find constant ways to motivate yourself and remind yourself how these things are benefiting your lucid dreaming journey. Let's take another example, dream journaling. If you dream journal every morning and it's just a habit, an automatic thing that you do, and there's no thought put into it, you'll write out your dreams, but you won't really go through and analyse them and pick up on signs that, hey, this is something that has been happening, 5 nights in a row now, maybe I should think that this is something that could be a dream sign. Or maybe you'll miss that you were really close in one of your dreams to getting lucid, and there was something that you could have done better next time. Or maybe you just write really short, hasty entries that don't really tell you much about the dream, and that when you look back on them, a month or two later, you don't even know what that dream was anymore. Whereas on the flip side, if you are interested in dream journaling, you like reading your dreams, you like writing out your dreams, examining them and looking at all the different aspects of them, then dream journaling can be a really rewarding process, not just for the benefits it has for your lucid dreaming, but it can be fun. It can be fun to actually look at your dreams. And you'll get so much more out of it than if you just do this process very automatically as soon as you wake up. And what about the dreams themselves and the things that you do in your dreams? Well, it's the same thing there. If you've had a good number of lucid dreams at this point, you've probably encountered this problem where you will get into a lucid dream and you'll just automatically start doing something just because it's one of the things that you like doing in a lucid dream. For me, the most automatic lucid dreaming behaviour was always to try and fly. I would have all these reasons in my mind for the different things that I would like to do in a lucid dream, but then a lot of the time when I would get lucid when I first started lucid dreaming, I would just start flying because it was just an automatic thing that I had learned to do. And to this day, it still happens occasionally where I will just fly without thinking because it's just an automatic learned behaviour in my lucid dreams. It doesn't crop up as much as it used to, and aside from being a distraction, it's not that much of a problem now. But when I first started out, this was actually quite a big problem for me, because I was not very good at stabilising my dreams. And flying, particularly when you fly as fast as I tend to do in my dreams, is something that can very, very quickly destabilise a dream if it's not already perfectly sound and stable. And since I was doing it right the second that I entered into some of these dreams or became lucid in some of these dreams, I was having lots and lots of lucid dreams that were just ending right away, because the second that I got lucid, I would just immediately start to fly. So here, once again, an automatic habit was becoming a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it was cool that flying became second nature to me in my lucid dreams. On the other hand, when I first started out, it was causing me a lot of problems with stability and having my dreams end early. And the way that I address this is by starting to plan out my lucid dreams beforehand and think about them in more detail before I went into each dream, so that I wouldn't automatically act on my impulses. So I think you get where I'm going with this. While it is good to make lucid dreaming practices second nature and something that you do on a regular basis as a habit in that sense, it's not good to just leave it as a habit on its own. I think you should make lucid dreaming a hobby, something that you enjoy investing time in, something that excites you, something where each step of the process, even the difficult and challenging things, are interesting to you and that you enjoy doing. And when you first started out, this is pretty effortless. All of lucid dreaming tends to be pretty exciting when you first start out. But for those of you who've been doing it for quite a while now, it's important to keep things fresh, to keep that spark alive. Don't let it become something that you just do on autopilot. Thank you for tuning into the video. Make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date when new videos come out. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of the videos on screen. Go watch that and I'll see you there soon. Take care and have some awesome lucid dreams.